today we are going to have an interesting conversation. Yes, a conversation. Everybody who is into business needs to understand some of these things, especially labor issues in Ghana, to help them build a very strong business. So, in my previous video, I stated that I should be able to talk about some of the labor issues that businessmen face in Ghana because I have had my own experience. Yes, I started right from the scratch, so I know how it is like to manage labor from the beginning of a small business. I'm not talking about a large scale business, from a very small business, how to manage workers. Most times I see people commenting that your workers stole money from you because you're not paying them well. Others also say that, yeah, most times people blame the business owner for not paying the workers well. The reason why they are not loyal to him or her. I sit back and I'm like, all of these people putting down these comments, have they established a business and employed one or two people before? Because if indeed you have established and employed workers before, you would not conclude that these business people or business owners do not pay their workers for the reason why their workers are not loyal to them. Businessmen also complain. The youth in Ghana are lazy. They don't like work. You give them work and tomorrow they'll give you flimsy excuses and they'll leave. Sometimes to businessmen you have to take your time because it's not as easy as you say. Ghanaian youth are very industrious. Ghanaian youth are not lazy at all. Now let's go straight into business today. From my own experience, I want to start from this angle. Most businesses in Ghana, and I mean the real backbone of the Ghanaian economy, when we talk of the business world in Ghana, it is the very small and medium enterprises. Forget about the multinationals. The real backbone of the Ghanaian economy is the small and medium enterprises. I am even forced to say that the real backbone of the Ghanaian economy is indeed the very small businesses we have in Ghana. Because the Ghanaian economy has a lot of small businesses. And these businesses have employed one or two of the youth in the country. Most businesses employ JHS and high school leavers. Yes, this is where the problem is. I want to start from the genesis, just so that I'll be able to build the point well. You realize that most of the Ghanaian youth do not work or do not have any work experience until they have completed secondary school. Because after secondary school, they'll probably stay home for 1 year or 2 years, or some will stay home for 3 years before they can enter into tertiary or learn a trade or do, like, after secondary school, it's kind of look like your life is in your hands, okay? Choose what you want to do. But let's assume that after secondary school, most of these children or most of these youth will have to wait for a year or 2 or 3 before they enter into tertiary education. Whilst they wait, they all apply for jobs. Some go into teaching, some go into shop attendants, some go into ushering, some go into sales officers, some go into fuel or gas attendants. You know, in Ghana they have gas attendants where if you want to buy gas, someone actually take the money and pump your gas for you. It's not like in Europe or America where you have to pay and pump your own gas. No, in Ghana it is not like that. So most of these filling stations or gas stations employ a lot of these SHS graduates. One unique thing about Ghana is that there are a lot of small businesses. People build their houses and they build 1 or 2 shops attached to the house. just so that they can do a small business, either as a convenience shop or offer a service. Mind you, all of these shops are employing a sales girl or a sales boy. And now we have people who are also into manufacturing. Most of these manufacturing, apart from the administrative department or administrative side of the business, all the workforce most of them are SHS graduates. People have services like laundry services, post-construction cleaning, printing press, restaurants, what have you, a lot of businesses. And all of these businesses, 99.8% of these businesses have employed secondary school graduates. Now, this is where the issue is. Most of these secondary school graduates still live with their parents, either rich, average, or poor, except for a few who have their lives in their own hands. But most of these people or these SHS graduates live with their parents, and their parents still have command or authority over them, because it is only in Ghana or Africa, let me say Ghana because that's where I come from and that's where I have my own experience from. It is only in Ghana that on a Monday morning your worker will call you and tell you that my mother says I should go and meet someone in town, so please I can't come to work today. You, the business owner, if you have anything to say, you just keep it in your heart. Their parents have more control over them because irrespective of the salary they are taking from the workplace, it is their parents that still feeds them. It is their parents that still provide shelter for them. So they still have control irrespective of their salaries. Yes, because in Ghana, most SHS graduates do not pay car notes, do not pay insurance, do not pay any bills, rent. So their parents can actually determine whether or not they should come to work. So that is the number one issue. And number two, because they do not pay bills, they live with their parents, they can just wake up one day and decide to stop the work at any time, and they don't really care. Yes, there is nothing you can do, because if he stops the work today, tomorrow he will get a place to sleep. Number three, I think this should have been number one, but number three, let's go. I also believe that the system in Ghana does not favor a lot of local businessmen. The system in Ghana does not favor a lot of small businessmen and women, businessmen and women. Why am I saying this? Businessmen are seriously not able to pay their workers good amount of money as salary. This is because right from the very beginning of the business, they pay their workers from the revenues that the businesses generate. So if the business is not making a lot of money, they are unable to pay their workers good amount of salary. Having access to credit has become so difficult for the local businessman or woman, such that they cannot even finance certain things in the business they cannot help pushing the business to be able to pay their workers well, increase motivation, which will then trigger their level of productivity. And when they make more money, they can actually scale up and be able to pay good or well from the progress of the business. But the business will be struggling from the very beginning to almost the end of its operation. I say the end because if you are not paying your workers well, they are demotivated. And when they are demotivated, there is decrease in productivity. And if you don't take care, your revenue margins will sink. And if it sinks, you are heading towards the collapse of your business, and it is likely for you to fall down. It is not your fault. Many businesses are thriving because they have good access to credit. And when they have the credit, they are well cushioned to be able to, stop thinking about other expenses or other things that money can solve and focus on bringing good quality products that the market wants. So if the business is struggling from the very beginning, you realize that the workers will also be struggling. You have to depend highly on the little revenue they have. So ask yourself, how much is the businessman going to be able to pay its workers? So most of these people are demotivated, not as a result of a certain negative attitude of the businessman or woman, but as a result of a low revenue record.